Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pacific Drive playthrough. In today's episode we're picking up where we left off from our previous one, where we had been sent out on our first drive or our first quest by Oppie to go scavenge some parts for an antenna that she wants to build on top of her auto shop. I believe this antenna is going to help us in terms of plotting routes through the exclusion zone and finding different areas to go to. I would imagine that's what it's for anyway. It's probably something more story based, and we are basically just feeling our way around this new zone and working out where we are and who we are and what's going on. So we'd just pulled up to this petrol station at the end of our previous episode, and we were gonna have a quick look around inside just to see what we can find in terms of crafting materials and loot, that kind of stuff. I know that we're getting quite close to the objective marker on the map, so we're obviously going to start heading our way over there. And I do just want to give a quick apology to any of my American viewers, just to let you guys know I will be using the English names for things, because it's basically that's where I live. It's the words and the names that I've used since birth, so it's going to be difficult for me to continually have to remember to use the American pronunciations of things unless I'm talking about a specific place in the game. So instead of calling it Oppie's petrol station, I'm just going to call it Oppie's auto shop, because that's what it's called, so that'll be what I call it whilst we're talking about it. But if it's just a random building, say like another petrol station on the road, and we just want to stop there, then I'm going to call it a petrol station and not a garage or a gas station. So yeah, my apologies guys, you're going to have to deal with that. While I play a quick game of inventory Tetris, I'm going to quickly explain what it was I was doing just then. So I was trying to work out whether or not you could repair your gathering tools like the scrapper and the impact hammer. Obviously you can tell my impact hammer is very low on durability. It's probably only going to get one use before it breaks, and I'm just trying to work out if I can repair it in any way. Obviously I still have the blueprints for both of them, so I can just craft new ones when they do break, but I was hoping there might be a more cost efficient way to repair them rather than just using the materials to make new ones. But I think the repair putty and stuff like that is only for use on your car, maybe other stuff in the future, but yeah, it seems like it might just be a car only type thing. So I suppose we'll just have to find a new one or craft a new one at some point when it does run out.
radio station's up on a hill somewhere. Eyes to the horizon.
Okay, so I think I'm just going to make my way up to the radio station now and get these parts for the antenna. I'm not going to bother scrapping the rest of that car after crafting the new scrapper. Although I did notice it seems like they're very cheap to make. Like, it actually seems like it'd be more cost efficient to make new ones rather than just repairing my tools at the time. So, although I'm still not sure whether we can repair them or not. That's why I threw the scrapper on the floor. I was waiting to see if there might be some kind of repair button. Maybe you could just use a small amount of parts to repair them, but looking at the blueprint for the scrapper, it doesn't seem very expensive to make at all, so we'll stick with crafting new ones for now every time they break, and then maybe at some point in the future if we can repair them and it is more cost effective, then we'll start doing that. But yeah, I think for now we'll just carry on with the rest of this quest.
Time to get moving. The instability's ticking up by the second. But you can't get back the way you came. The instability makes all routes one way. And that's where my Octavice comes into play. It'll get you back to the garage, but it needs to be charged first. And to do that, you'll need anchors. Take a look at the Octavice display. It maps all anchors in the nearby area. Find an anchor and feed it to the Octavice to charge it. But don't you worry your pretty little head about how it works. You'll be out of here soon, so there's no reason to learn more about LIM technology than you need to know.
Ah, okay, so the Octavice does have another use. I did think it was there for some other reason. Like, it's just the part that's on the seat. It looks like you're supposed to put something there. So my assumption is that that's what these anchors are for. Something that powers the device, and we have to use it to get back to the auto shop. I almost called it a garage again. Honestly, it's really difficult being British and using British terminology when you're playing an American game, because I just forget to use their terminology when it comes to talking about in-game things. It's Oppie's garage now, it's not Oppie's auto shop. Sorry guys, you're just gonna have to deal with it. But I was a bit annoyed that that was the only part we came here for. I was kind of assuming that we might need something like, I don't know, the antenna parts, like a parts to build an antenna tower or something, or maybe a dish or something like that. Nope, just this little box on this little station here, fair enough. But it does look like we can go and loot some of the other boxes and stuff, so before we head off and grab these anchors, I'm just going to check out the rest of this station, see what else is here. At the very least, we'll get some more crafting materials, so grab those and then head off and grab these anchors.
Hey, Oppie, look, I keep thinking, the way you're helping our friend here right now
seems positively helpful. Seems like me. You're looking to turn a new leaf or something?
The only thing I want to look at is a 12-year-old whiskey. And the back of this breacher's head when I send them packing.
But isn't it worth taking a detour to run just a tiny little test?
Can't think of a worse way to spend my time.
Please. I've seen you manipulate waveforms with your right hand and knock back a double with your left. Or am I to understand you've lost your touch?
What I'm understanding is that you won't shut the hell up until I test this remnant.
Yep.
Fine, stop crowding my frequency.
What? Wait, really? Poppy, darling, you never give in this easily. What's going on?
Francis,
Yes?
how have you not thrown him to the bunnies by now?
80 years old and only getting sharper by the day. You're a legend. You're a role model.
I'm giving you 10 seconds to get out of my...
Okay, we're signing off.
Hey, driver, good luck out there. And watch out for the bunnies. They are a doozy.
Those anchors may look like glowing balls of magic, but it's Limtech through and through. Don't be scared. They haven't exploded in anyone's face. Recently. The arc device is charged and ready. You'll use it to open a gateway back to the garage, but it will immediately collapse the stability around you. So only activate when you're absolutely ready to leave. You do not want to get caught in the storm that follows.
Okay, so it seems like these glowing golden footballs of doom are keeping the area stable whilst we're here. So there certainly seems to be a massive increase of strange stuff happening when we pick them up. I was getting a bit freaked out for a moment there when my car was being lifted up. I thought it might get destroyed or severely damaged, but it seems to be okay. It seems to still be functioning. This limb technology is very confusing stuff. I'm glad that Oppie seems to be some kind of legend, or at least that's what they keep calling her. She seems to know what she's talking about. And we are going to go and grab the other 2 that are on the map before we leave. I'm not sure if we can save this energy or if making having more of it does anything, but we'll gather up all of them, seeing as though there's 4. I imagine they gave us 4 of them for a reason. Right, so that's our last anchor for this map. We're going to go feed this to the car and then pick one of these gateways and get the F out of here. I'm not entirely sure what we're supposed to do. I imagine once we pick the gateway it'll probably tell us. Maybe we have to drive towards it. Not entirely sure. They both seem to be off a road, so we'll have to do a bit of off-roading in this one.
You see that glowing pillar into the sky? Drive into it. Yes, it looks like hot death, but it's so much better than getting scrambled by the instability.
Okay, so I think according to Oppie, all we have to do now is just drive through this pillar of light to get back to the auto shop. So once we get back there and she's finished explaining and talking to us, which I imagine she'll be explaining a few things, we're pretty much just going to call the episode there. I'll do a more detailed rundown of what we've done and what we're going to be doing next at the start of the next episode.
Oh, well, well. You're alive. Was certain if the zone didn't get you, that gateway would. Did I not mention that you're the first human I've sent through that thing? I mean, they've been rodents, but it's not like it's completely untested. But anyway, it worked. So, you should have made it back with everything you collected out there. That's the beauty of the gateway. It's the only way to get back with all your marbles intact. Now, take those parts you found into the back room. I'll let you use my fabrication station. For now. That station will concoct ways for you to rig up anything from
Roof racks to flare guns. Assembling an antenna with those parts you brought back should be easy as pie, but it requires anchor juice to work its magic, so bring back as many as you can. And just because I haven't used that garage in decades doesn't mean you can trash the place. Mess up my equipment and I'll throw you to the anomalies so quick you'll get whiplash. We clear?